What's going on, folks? Per the usual, I just wanted to give my standard spoiler warning for this episode. There are very significant spoilers in the meat of this episode where we're talking, Jeb and I are talking about what we want to see in Star Wars. So if you don't want to be subjugated to those, go ahead and what I would like y'all to do actually is skip to around 32 minutes, 35 seconds. I go through some updates about the podcast, and then we have a very special edition of the Rank of Master, which doesn't have significant spoilers at all. So I think that y'all would be clear to enjoy that. But yeah, there are very significant spoilers within most of this episode. So just wanted to steer y'all clear of that, and I really hope that y'all enjoy what we have for y'all today.
A desert planet with twin suns.
Why do I sense we've picked up another pathetic life form?
Use my knowledge. Much to learn. You still have.
Welcome back to Twin Sun Talks Regs. I'm your host, Jonah Liu. Thank you so much for listening. Glad to have you today. If this is your first time listening, I really hope that y'all enjoy what we have for y'all. Joining us once again, 2 weeks in a row, big stuff, Mr. Jeb Blue. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Glad to be back. Ready to get started.
Heck yeah. Alrighty. So today what we're going to be talking about, it's going to be another pretty free-form, kind of non-scripted episode where we just kind of talk about what we hope to see from Star Wars moving forward as the franchise progresses. So without further ado, let's move into some visions.
To continue, we need one singular vision. My vision.
Alrighty. Welcome back from the zinger, I guess. So first thing that I would like to talk about, because he's my boy, is I want Mace Windu to come back in some capacity or another. I'm not entirely sure what that would look like. Maybe, Jeb, you talked about like in the Bad Batch last week.
Yeah, that would. I thought that you were going to say me whenever you're talking about my boy. So I was a bit. Never mind. But
talking about Samuel Jackson and Mace Windu.
Yeah, but I would love to see Mace Windu just kind of hinted at the very end of Bad Batch.
Yeah.
But or in the middle. That would be nice too.
It would be. Yeah. No, I think that it'll be. Yeah, I have no idea.
I have no clue.
And once again, we're recording this in it's June 4th. So this is going to be coming out in a couple weeks after June 4th. So who knows? Maybe something will have progressed in that arena by then. But
and this was before my first episode even aired. So
yes, correct.
Yeah.
But that's all okay. We're just we're doing our own thing. Another thing that I think could happen would be he shows up in the Book of Boba Fett, which is the Boba Fett Disney Plus series that's coming out December of this year. Because Boba Fett and him have this sort of rivalry since Mace Windu killed Jango Fett, his father/donor.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it would be really, really cool to have that sort of Mace Windu almost be the antagonist of that series and see them kind of like have a showdown. That would be, assuming Windu's not already dead.
Yeah,
that would be the most satisfying way for him to die.
Oh, never mind.
Would be getting killed by Boba. I think that or maybe Mace Windu kills Boba. I don't know.
I doubt that that's going to happen.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying. Okay, or maybe he just gets a show of his own. Like I would be fine with that too.
That would be pretty dope.
Maybe a prequel show with, like someone else playing a younger Mace Windu, but then also Sam Jackson doing some like voiceovers as an older Mace Windu.
Yeah, I wonder who would do that though. It would fit.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, dude, what's his name? John David Washington, the guy who plays the protagonist in Tenet. Maybe it's John David. I think it's John David Washington. I think
something.
Would have said Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace. But
yeah.
Moment of silence. Okay, we can move forward now. Yeah. Something that I talk about a lot and if you have talked to me about Star Wars, chances are I brought this up to you, is the idea of having Tom Hiddleston, who plays Loki in all the Marvel movies, play a young Palpatine in a prequel movie of sorts where he's being trained by Darth Plagueis, and kind
Yeah,
of
that'd
the
be so
early
cool.
days of Palpatine being recruited as a Sith. And I think that Tom Hiddleston has just the right level of charisma, but
Mhm.
also kind of a
Sinister.
deviousness, sinisterness that I think that just matches perfectly, and I think that that would be really good.
Yeah, he could. I think that. Yeah, that would be really cool.
And I
Just
think
to.
that yeah,
Yeah.
more background on Palpatine would be fantastic too. So I think that that would all be really, really good. Jeb, do you have any thoughts on anything that you'd like to see? I've been kind of monopolizing the conversation a bit.
Yeah. Well, so are we still talking about things, or can I just go off?
You can
On
just do whatever you'd like. Yeah.
So what I would like to see is a show that's kind of following more obscure Jedi
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Padawan, because in Clone Wars, that's what I'm pretty sure both of us thought was going to happen, but it
Yeah.
really just followed Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka.
Which
Only
is yeah. Which is cool in its own right, because like I mean those are amazing characters. But
yes,
Ahsoka's really the only new character that we got like a lot of solid development for, other than like some of the clone troopers in the Clone Wars.
yeah,
And I completely agree. If we got like a little like kind of profiling series of sorts for Jedi, like Plo Koon, who I know is
man,
it's
yeah,
Jeb's
yeah,
favorite
let's go.
Jedi, um, for Kit Fisto, uh,
Mundi,
Kiadi Mundi, Oppo Rancisis, uh, Darth
um,
Jar Jar, and all those things. But sorry, did I say more Darth Jar Jar later? But any of those, just kind of the background Jedi, I think are super super interesting, and just to have some backstory, it could be like a short series.
mhm,
But I think that I completely agree. I think that that would be absolutely amazing.
yeah.
And something that we talked about before we came on was an Old Republic anything.
Oh my gosh, it would be
It'd be
so
so
cool.
cool. So for those of you who don't know, the Old Republic, there are a lot of video games. There were Knights of the Old Republic and kind of stuff like that that was made a while ago, and there were some cinematic trailers that were made
Hmm.
for it that are like really high quality animation. Absolutely insane. These are set like thousands of years before the events of the Star Wars movies that we know,
Yeah,
and it's kind of like it's there are like thousands of Sith, but also a bunch of Jedi too, and it's just a super super cool era that we know really nothing about
nothing about.
canonically. So I think that would be a super 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 cool thing, and something like with Revan, Nihilus,
Nihilist.
Malgus. Um, I wanted to learn about more about Sith really, because I mean, kind
Yeah,
of like I talked
we don't
about it.
really get much of them.
No, not at all, because it's rule of two.
Yeah,
But the thing is, and maybe something about Darth Bane, something like that.
yeah. I
Uh,
want pre-Bane era.
Pre-Bane era would be awesome. Brotherhood of Darkness or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't remember what it was.
I don't know too much about the Old Republic, but it's but I mean Nihilus is my guy. I love
We need the
Nihilus.
show since we don't know too much about it. Or we
Exactly.
need
Yeah, we need. Well, that's the thing is I don't know
or a
what to
movie.
like consider canon in my brain because we don't have any canon. But I think something like a Revan trilogy because Revan is such an interesting character. So to get and Keanu Reeves plays Revan, that's a fan casting that I've
Mm.
seen, and I just love Keanu Reeves. So I've been told I look like Keanu Reeves. Uh, but
Uh,
thanks, Jeff. But I I mean, I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do something like this moving forward. They already have a show called The Acolyte lined up, which I think is going to start kind of poking at that vein of Star Wars. And we're going to
yeah,
start moving in that direction and start kind of prepping people for that kind of content. I'm really excited for what that's going to show.
yeah. I don't know much about Acolyte. I don't think that anyone does,
No
but
one does, yeah.
I I don't think that it's going to be a Ventress, but that's possible. Like Ventress and Quinlan Voss.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. That would actually be really cool.
Um,
I think that it's going to be more the High Republic era that
Yeah,
they're kind of talking about
probably.
right now. Disney's rolling out a lot of content about that. I think that that's going to be where it's set, is a couple hundred years before Phantom Menace and all that.
Yeah, probably
But
because
just because I think that that's the era that they're kind of sitting in right now. But
mhm.
I don't know. I'm hoping that it's further back and something about like within like the actual Sith Empire, like thousands of years before. But
Yeah,
I'm
that'd be so
expecting
cool.
it to be more High Republic era type stuff. But we'll
Mhm.
see. But you mentioned Quinlan Voss and Asajj Ventress. That leads me into another thing that I would like to see, and it is fully animate all of the unfinished Clone Wars episodes. You have the dialogue, you have the pre-renderings. Just finish them. Like, why not at this point? You have all of the like. There's no reason to not
Not
at
to
this point.
not to.
And to not to. And so I really just don't get it. But I mean
Mm.
I kind of do because it's like it costs a lot. But I mean you're doing a whole series in the Bad Batch with this fantastic animation. So
Dude,
why not just fully animate those? Like I think that there are like 3 arcs, and you're already one down because you already did the Bad Batch.
yep.
You already did Siege of Mandalore. You already like you
Mhm.
don't have that many. You just have the Dark Disciple, the Son of Dathomir,
Yep. Oh, Son
the
of Dathomir would be so cool.
Crystal Crisis or whatever it's called with
That one's
Anakin Obi. Man, I love the Clone Wars. Y'all know I love the Clone Wars, and I just want to see more about that.
you would
Really,
spend a lot of money, but you'd get so much more.
I completely agree. This is me. This is me. Dave
Or
Filoni hit me up.
well, us.
Yeah, that's just us. That's just us. But another thing that I think would be really cool would be a Order 66 series. Get to
Mm.
see some of the surviving Jedi on the run. Not necessarily like Obi-Wan, Yoda, Kanan, or actually I would like to see Kanan, but
Kanan would be
like
cool.
Obi-Wan and Yoda we kind of know more about, but I would like to see, like, I think that it's pretty heavily implied that Quinlan Voss survives. I would love to see more with him. Cast Jason Momoa, you can't go wrong.
Jason Momoa
Um,
for Quinlan Voss would be so cool.
be amazing. It would be amazing. And I should work at Lucasfilm and make all these decisions. But I think it would be really cool to see Vader with the early Inquisitors hunting down some Jedi. I think that it would be really cool to see Inquisitors being turned to the dark side, because for the most
Yeah.
part they were Jedi that were captured and tortured and broken and turned to the dark side. I think that would be a really interesting thing to see. Really sad. I think that it would be really cool to see Grogu, Baby Yoda, and how he escaped from the Jedi Temple. Yes, Jeb.
Going back to the Inquisitors, I think that a good Grand Inquisitor would be Benedict Cumberbatch.
Ooh. I was thinking that
Because, I mean,
you know who he's played by is
is
Jason Isaacs, who plays Lucius Malfoy in
oh wow.
Harry Potter,
Yeah.
and I think
Oh,
that
he would be really
he
good
would be
too.
really good. I was really hoping that Benadryl Cucumber Patch would come in and play Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Oh
But
my gosh.
he's
That would be so cool.
But he's said that he doesn't want to be turned blue in makeup for several hours.
No.
So
Well,
he's not going to be Thrawn. Maybe something else. But I think that the guy that it's Mads Mikkelsen's brother or cousin or something. I don't know. It's a Mikkelsen, not Phil Mickelson.
Phil.
No, not Phil. But Mads Mikkelsen's brother or something.
I'm not sure.
Voiced, because Mads Mikkelsen plays Galen Erso in Rogue One, but it's his brother voices Thrawn in Rebels, and I think that he would be a great choice too. So
Yeah, I don't know what he looks like.
neither do I. I've also seen Robert Downey Jr. Being casted as Thrawn, which I think could work. He played Sherlock. He can pull off sinister, kind of snarky British, not snarky, but like
He was Sherlock, and he was Dr. Doolittle.
Yeah, we don't talk about Doolittle, but so I think that would be.
Have you even watched Doolittle?
No, but it had like such bad reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
I haven't watched Doolittle either.
Yeah, we talk about Star Wars here. We don't care about Doolittle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
would like to see
RDJ. Never mind.
Yeah, I didn't talk about Iron Man.
You just did.
Shut up. So what I would like to see as well is, I think you'll agree with me, a solo sequel / spinoff series, which I
Yes.
think it's an absolute crime that we haven't gotten yet, just because people were so petty after The Last Jedi came out that they just decided to boycott Solo because that was just the next thing.
Mhm.
And the fact that it wasn't
But
Harrison Ford, I don't know. There were a lot of factors that went into it, but I think I
it
still
was a
want.
it was a good movie.
It was good. It was not the best, but it was very good.
No.
It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I
Mhm.
would
I
love to
enjoyed it a
learn
lot more
more
than I
about
thought
Maul in that time period and Crimson Dawn and his whole crime empire and how that looks.
so cool.
And I want to learn more about Kira, man. I think that she's a
Mhm.
super, super interesting character, and I really want. And I love Amelia Clark too. So, um, but I think that that would be absolutely incredible, and I think that they're making a Disney Plus series. I saw possibly rumor has it. So that would be really, really cool. Last thing, I really want to see Sebastian Stan from the MCU. I'm going to mention the
Mhm.
MCU again. He's Bucky in the MCU Winter Soldier. I want to see him play young Luke Skywalker.
It would. I mean, man, it would be so good.
If y'all haven't seen like the Photoshop of Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker and then Sebastian Stan as Mark Hamill, young Luke Skywalker, they look exactly alike, and it's absolutely
They
insane.
look exactly the same.
And he's a great actor, and I think that he can pull it off really well. And once again, I don't see any reason why it couldn't happen. He has a contract with Disney already with Marvel. Same thing with Tom Hiddleston and Loki. They both have
And
contracts.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
And Drill Cucumber Patch and RDJ. Well, maybe not RDJ anymore.
Yeah.
But all these people that are great actors and I think could really, really pull off a lot of these really, really cool characters. I don't see any reason why not. But
yeah.
Before I go into series that we have like confirmation they're happening, Jeb, do you have anything else that you would like to see just off the top of your head or anything?
I can't really think of anything else. I mean, Mandos.
Yeah, more about the Mandos. I think
Yeah.
that's one thing that we haven't gotten confirmation for is a Mando season 3.
Oh yeah.
So
We haven't.
we'll see what happens there. But I obviously want that. I want to see them return to Mandalore. I want to see him
Yes.
and Bo-Katan duke it out for the Darksaber. And I want to see
Mando
Sabine Wren.
win.
But you know.
Oh yeah, Sabine. Yeah. Do we still think that Sabine is the
armor
metal worker?
Armorer? No.
Armorer?
I don't think she is.
She didn't have a British accent in
Yeah, no. I just think the armorer is.
Then again, Anakin didn't have a British accent, but Vader does. So.
Yeah. No, master. I'm sorry, master. Master. He has like a half one. But okay, we're gonna go into what we want to see from the upcoming series. Moving forward, I've already gone into the Bad Batch, so we're not gonna really talk about that. Obi-Wan Kenobi is getting his own Disney Plus series, hopefully at the beginning of next year, barring any delays. But what are your thoughts, Jeb?
I mean, we've barely seen anything of him on Tatooine.
Yeah.
We've seen him from the movies. We've seen him in Rebels for like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We've seen the fan film, which doesn't really count, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I think that there's so much on Tatooine that he could be doing. I think that it's just so cool.
I completely agree. No. First of all, the fact that Ewan McGregor is back to play Obi-Wan is like a must. Like they couldn't have done it any other way.
No.
I'm also super, super excited to see Hayden Christensen come back as Anakin / Vader. And I really hope that he gets some redemption because I know that he's gotten more beloved as we had time to marinate with the prequels. But at the time that the prequels came out, he was not very well received as Anakin. And I really hope that he gets some redemption and some closure with that character.
And some better acting.
I mean, yeah.
He's got better writing now.
Hopefully. What I want to see from it, I want to see some flashbacks to the Clone Wars. I think would be awesome to see some live action Clone Wars action. We haven't seen that yet. other
Live
than
action Clone Wars action.
exactly. And we except for Mando, we've seen some Clone Wars action from Mando, live action. But I want some Order 66 flashbacks. I know that Star Wars Theory has gotten some flack for hoping to see some dead Jedi and wanting to see Anakin absolutely destroy people in the Jedi Temple. And I want to see him be absolutely brutal because we didn't get to see that in the movie.
No.
And I hope the show is dark. Like, that's really what I'm trying to get at.
Kenobi?
I hope that it goes down a really dark path, and I hope that
I think that it will.
I hope so. Another thing, and I kind of want it to be like an Obi-Wan series that also focuses heavily on Vader. I want to see Vader in the early days of the Empire, or not really, or like maybe the middle days of the Empire, really struggling with himself and all the guilt that he has for what he's done. And I think that Kenobi and Legends, there was some sort of book or something where Obi-Wan, every single day that he was on Tatooine, would go to Shmi Skywalker's grave. For those of you who don't know, Shmi Skywalker is Anakin Skywalker's mother. He would go to her grave and apologize for letting her son fall to the dark side. And
I thought that was canon.
It might be. I'm like 90% sure that's Legends, but
I don't know.
And also, I'm just gonna take a quick beat to say, for those of you who don't know, canon is stuff that like exists officially according to Disney, who owns Star Wars as a property. Legends are all of the extended universe books, comics, video games, all that stuff that was made unofficial, like it made so that it didn't happen in the official timeline whenever Disney acquired it. So whenever we refer to Legends or canon, that's what we're talking about. Canon is stuff that exists within the official timeline. Legends is stuff that officially does not exist. Doesn't mean it won't be incorporated at one point or another, but Disney decided to make the extended universe not canon because it was so hard to keep track of everything and a little bit unorganized, because it wasn't solely Lucasfilm that was creating those properties. So a little bit of a side piece there about that. So I also want to see some young Luke, but that's about it with the Kenobi series. I'm super excited. I think it's going to be amazing. And
Anakin-sized Luke. Well, young Anakin-sized Luke.
Yeah. And I think that, I have complete faith in that one. I don't think that there's anything that they could do to, well, I think there is stuff that they could do to mess it up, but I have full faith. Deborah Chow is the director, and she directed some of my favorite episodes of The Mandalorian. So I'm super excited, and I can't wait for it to come out. Book of Boba Fett, which we've already touched on a little bit, it's coming out later this year, which is kind of flown under the radar. I haven't seen any set pictures from it or anything, which I love. I love not knowing what stuff is going to be going into it. And a couple things that I want to see. First of all, I've already talked about, for those of you listening on the podcast and don't have the visual feed, Jeb just slowly moved his Lego Boba Fett helmet into frame. But some stuff that I want to see, obviously, I've already said that I want to see if Mace Windu is possibly alive. I want to see kind of a storyline where he and Boba have a bit of tension. Possibly a showdown at the very end with one of them dying.
Or possibly a showdown where they have to choose between killing each other or saving someone that each of them are attached to.
Fair enough. Yeah, that could be cool.
Like, the only one that I could think about that both of them would have somewhat of a connection to is Baby Yoda.
Yeah. Good point.
But I don't think that Baby Yoda.
I think it would be cool to see an old Mace Windu talk to Luke Skywalker. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, that would be so cool.
But we shall see. Road to the Hutt. We haven't seen anything about Jabba the Hutt's son. And I think it could be kind of cool to see what he's up to since his dad got murdered. And why he didn't step into that role and Bib Fortuna did. So I think that could be a cool thing. And lastly, I think that Cad Bane should be alive canonically, and I think that that would be really cool. In some of the unfinished episodes of the Clone Wars, like we
Yeah.
were talking about, Boba Fett and Cad Bane actually duel each other, and Boba Fett ends up killing Cad Bane. Spoiler alert! And
Mhm.
so that is the unofficial canon, if that makes sense. Dave Filoni or someone at Lucasfilm has said that anything from those unfinished episodes that doesn't contradict something that is in like a released media, like from a released episode of Clone Wars or a movie or something like that, anything that doesn't contradict that is canon. So we haven't seen that Cad Bane is alive or that he's not. Um, and so who knows? I think that it'd be really cool to see him come back and see him be kind of the
Yeah.
main antagonist against Boba. Maybe
That would be really
some
cool.
sort of, and I think that we were talking about like seeing Embo or some of those other bounty hunters.
Bosk.
Bosk. I think that
Bosk could start being with Boba
that
more.
would be awesome. Actually, I hadn't even thought about Bosk, but shout out to our dad. He's his favorite character. Bosk is the Trandoshan, the lizard guy in Episode 5, who's one of the bounty hunters in the lineup that Darth Vader recruits. But
Seeing Lando.
Lando's getting his own show, so
He
yeah,
is?
it's kind of flying under the radar as well. But that could be kind of a sequel to Solo, which isn't really what I wanted personally, but I don't know. I love Donald Glover, and I'm assuming. Well, actually, we don't know if it's going to be Donald Glover or Billy D. Williams, who's playing it,
because we don't know the time.
because we don't know whether it's going to be set after Rise of Skywalker, or if it's going to be set after Solo or before Solo. So we're not entirely
Whenever
sure.
he has the Falcon.
Huh?
To see another person with a Falcon.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. But that's an interesting show. I'm not super excited for it yet, but it's definitely something that's happening. So Mando season 3, I think I want to see what happened to Mandalore, because people say that like it's gone, it got turned to glass, like you can't go back there. I want to see.
Got turned to glass.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to see the power struggle between Bo-Katan and Din Djarin, and maybe like we'll see like glimpses into Luke's training of Grogu. And kind of the start of his new Jedi temple. I think that would be really cool.
Well, the only thing about that for me is that I remember whenever Luke was starting his temple, Kylo Ren, whenever he turned to the dark side, he took in some of the most promising students as his Knights of Ren, and he killed everybody else.
That's why I'm thinking that Grogu's not going to stay with Luke. I think that he's going to end up
Mace Windu.
No, I think that he's going to end up back with Mando.
Yeah, probably.
And kind of have the Force-sensitive Mandalorian vibe, kind of like Tar Vizsla. That's my guess.
Oh, Tar Vizsla, that would be so cool if we see the birth of the Darksaber in it.
That would be really cool. Or like a flashback scene in the Mandalorian or something like that. We get to see Tar Vizsla like in action. I think that would be really cool. The Ahsoka series, I think, is going to be really, really cool. My guess is that I've already given like many spoilers for like all of the everything in Star Wars at this point, so I'm going to put a little spoiler warning at the beginning of this, like I have a few other times. But spoiler for Rebels. We don't have a lot of closure about what happens to her and Sabine. We see them go off looking for Ezra, and I think that that's what this show is going to be. I think Rosario Dawson was incredible as Ahsoka in Rebels.
Very good.
Or not in Rebels, and Mando. I can't wait to see more of her. I'm assuming that Sabine's going to be in that show, and I really can't wait to see who they get to play her. And
Thrawn may be in that show.
Yeah, Thrawn. I think that Thrawn's probably going to be with Ezra. It'll be interesting to see their dynamic. I hope that maybe we get some Ahsoka Luke interaction. I think that would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to take another beat. Jeb, can you like stand up and show that shirt off a little bit more?
I'm not very there.
There we go. For those of you watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see Jeb's rocking my Twin Sun Talks merch. We got some prototypes. For those of you on the podcast, I just told you what's going on. And yeah, he's repping it.
Yeah.
And so I got only a couple in this first wave. If y'all are interested and would purchase them, go ahead and either comment on the YouTube video or go ahead and either slide into my DMs or comment on Instagram. I will, if
There's also the feature on your website.
Yeah, you can email me through my website as well. That's a very good point. But if there's enough of a demand where I feel like I can kind of justifiably order them in bulk, then I definitely will. And y'all just let me know. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out. Another thing with the Ahsoka show. I think that maybe she could have a Force Ghost conversation with Anakin, and that would be really, really cool.
Oh.
So,
yeah, that would be really cool. And really sad.
Yes. Rangers of the New Republic got shelved, so we're not going to talk about that one. That's no longer all the stuff with Gina Carano getting fired kind of put a bit of a bump in that road. So I think that they're shelving that until further notice. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we already talked about the Acolyte a little bit. There's a show about like C-3PO to R2-D2 coming out. I think that's more of a kid's show. Visions is coming out. Namesake of the segment. There's a show coming out called Visions, which I know that some of my friends are really excited for. It's essentially Star Wars, but in an anime style.
Like a lot.
And I don't know if they're going
all there.
Huh?
I couldn't hear you at all there. It was.
Oh, okay. Well, if it did cut out, it's Visions is essentially going to be Star Wars in an anime style, and what it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be. Actually, I don't know if they're going to be remaking existing scenes or if they're going to be kind of telling new stories. But that's going to be a really cool thing. Hopefully, coming maybe in the fall of this year. We're not entirely sure. There's no real date set. But yeah, that's a really cool thing.
I would like to see a remake of the Vader Obi-Wan fight.
What do you mean? Oh, yes. Well, there is one.
Yeah.
If y'all look up,
that's
not canon.
It's not,
but it's still cool.
It's still very.
Yeah, cool. There is I can't remember the name of the channel or the name of the video, but there's on YouTube somewhere. There is a remake of the Darth Vader Obi-Wan Kenobi fight from Episode 4 on the Death Star, and it's absolutely insane. It's all fan made, and it's awesome. So, would recommend going to watch that. I'm sure if you look up Obi-Wan versus Vader remake, then did you pull it up, Jeb?
Star Wars SC-38.
Oh yeah,
reimagined.
Oh yeah, Star Wars Scene 38 reimagined. Yes, that's correct. So yeah, go and look that up if you want. That's a plug. They're not asking me to promote it, but I really appreciate that, and so I'm doing it. Okay, so do you have any last thoughts, Jeb, on any of the shows or any of the anything?
On any of the shows? Not really. You covered basically everything.
Okay.
I think.
Well, 1 second. We're about to go into a very special edition of Rank of Master.
Very special.
But before we do that, I wanted to talk about, I'm going to be adding, as of right now, three new segments to this podcast, which is super, super exciting. So the first one is going to be incoming transmissions. And what that's going to be is essentially a mailbag segment where I answer y'all's questions. If y'all email in, then I can read them. You can request to remain anonymous, or I can give you a shout out. And then I can answer questions, or you can just send me a compliment or something. I don't know. That makes me feel good. But I'll do that, not in every episode, but every once in a while.
Or send me a compliment.
No.
Okay.
Or yes, you can ask any of my guests any questions, and I can reach out to them, or I can try to have them on again to answer the question themselves. So that's going to be incoming transmissions, or if you want like a birthday shout out. I don't think anybody would want a birthday shout out from me, but so that's going to be incoming transmissions. Then we're also going to have This Is Where the Fun Begins, which is essentially going to be a game segment that I'm going to have with guests when they come on. And it's going to be a lot of different things. I haven't really decided yet, but that's essentially what it's going to be. It's going to be more conversation based, and it's going to be just us having a goofy, fun time. Lastly, and this is going to be a big one, and this is something that I'm really, really looking forward to. It's going to be a segment called "The Ability to Speak Does Not Make You Intelligent," and essentially what this is going to be is it's going to be.
It did the same thing. It cut out again
Okay.
for me. It might just be.
I think it's just for you, because you cut out for me as well. But anyways, the ability to speak does not make you intelligent will be just an extra episode that I release once a month, probably on a Monday, and it's essentially going to be me having maybe 2 or 3 other guests on, and we're just gonna have a conversation. We might have a couple. This is where the fun begins. And we're just going to talk about Star Wars, talk about what's going on in our lives. It's going to be much more of a free form type thing like this episode was, or like my episodes with Scott Fonseca and Sean Doe where it's less informational and more just conversational. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really hope that y'all enjoy it. Okay, so without further ado, let's move into a very special edition of the Rank of Master.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
Welcome back to the Rank of Master. So, what we're doing today, since we already had Jeb on last week, we decided that it wasn't going to be too fair if he was getting to take a swing at this 2 weeks in a row. So, we had a little help throwing together a special edition of the Rank of Master where we're going to test my ability to have proper jurisdiction as the rank of Grandmaster. So, helping Jeb out with this special quiz, we have special guest Scott Fonseca. Scott, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? Excited to be back.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Okay, awesome. So, Scott and Jeb put together a quick little 4-question quiz for me to see if I'm worthy of the title of Grandmaster. So, for those of you who don't know, the Rank of Master tends to be just a quick 3-question quiz of Star Wars trivia of increasing values depending on what rank you are. Each time you win the segment, you move up a rank. You need to win the segment at least 4 times to win the Rank of Master. So, I have my 2 people who have won the segment so far in the history of this podcast, Scott and Jeb. Both rank a Padawan at the moment.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, guys, whenever y'all are ready, go ahead and hit me with y'all's questions. I am ready.
Okay, so I think that I'm starting off. So my first question is, what is the highest rank of Jedi after Master?
It would be Grandmaster.
Actually, no. One second, I need to rephrase that.
Okay.
It's in Legends.
It's in Legends.
Yes.
The highest rank of Jedi past. So it's not Grandmaster though, because that's
that's just
a variation. Yeah. Man, well, what I can think of would be someone who could transcend the physical realm and become one with the Force. But if we're talking about actual ranks.
Yes.
Because my brain also went to the Chosen One, but I don't think I think that's more of a title.
It's a title.
Than an actual rank. Chosen One being the Jedi who would bring balance to the Force. But I honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know this off the top of my head. But
because I'm not going to lie, I actually came off this question pretty quickly.
Pretty quickly? You knew this from like
Jeb,
theory or something?
Yeah, from theory. Yeah.
From theory. Okay. Shout out Star Wars Theory. You should come on my podcast. Yeah. Star Wars Theory. Dang. Dude, this is a good question because I legitimately don't know this. Could I have context of like, and obviously you're free to not give this because I don't always give it myself.
Yeah.
But,
you rejected Sean, didn't you?
Huh? No, I gave Sean context. I offered Sean more context.
Oh, but he rejected your context.
Me.
Yeah.
Could I have context as to someone who has this rank in Legends?
Someone whose last name is Hoth.
I never knew. I don't know someone with the last name Hoth. I know the planet Hoth.
Yes, it's named after him.
Bruh, dude, I honestly have not heard of any of this. I can, dang it, I can't stop thinking about the Sith Arai because that's like
Yeah.
the Sith's equivalent. Mm-hmm. Not Grandmaster.
Yeah.
I can't stop thinking of Grandmaster, and not Master of the Order, Battle Master, none of those, right?
But Grandmaster is still technically their leader, but it's still, I mean, it's the higher rank. It's higher than Master, I should say. It's kind of
I feel like I've milked this, and I just want to get to another question. Let's say a Jedi Lord.
Are you kidding me? That is, oh my gosh, that's
right. Oh my god.
I mean, it's insane. How?
Now be honest. Did you know that the whole time?
Did you actually
I
know
didn't.
that?
No, I was not sandbagging at all. But
Oh
I know
my
that
gosh.
Jedi Lords are a thing that like rule over different jurisdictions. I didn't know that was higher than Master though. Like legitimately did not know that was higher than Master.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shout out to Wikipedia. It's
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, dude, that was like an actually good because I had no idea. I just know that Jedi Lords are a thing, so it was just like.
It's kind of like Jedi Lord would be like the Navy SEALs, and the Jedi Masters are like the Green Berets almost. So
yeah, okay,
like
I
they're
get
a
that.
bit just
Jedi. From my understanding, Jedi Lords ruled over like specific systems,
planets, systems,
planets and systems, and we're kind of like permanently stationed there away from the main temple.
Yeah,
that's my general understanding.
And they have their own council as well. They had their own council.
Did not know that. Very nice.
Yeah.
See, this is why Jeb's on here. Okay, Scott, hit me with yours.
Wow. Okay, that's a tough act to follow, but here we go. Question number 2: Who kept the planet of Ariadu on the side of the Republic during the Clone Wars, only to become one of the Empire's top officials?
Ariadu. Wait, I actually. Who kept the planet of Ariadu to become? Oh no. Do we? Okay. Do we hear? Is this from like? Is this from a movie?
No.
It's like. Is this information? This information is not from a movie. Okay.
And he hasn't watched Clone Wars. He hasn't watched Clone Wars. So.
Is Ariadu from the Clone Wars?
I don't remember Ariadu from the Clone Wars.
Scott says yes, but
it was in the show The Clone Wars?
I don't think it's from Clone Wars.
I don't know.
Ariadu. I thought you said my brain went to Edu first, which is the planet in Rogue One, but that's not it. High-ranking official. I'm just going to go through the people in my brain. It's not you, Lauren. I don't think, because he didn't have jurisdiction over a. Well, I'm not going to rule him out, but I don't think he had jurisdiction over a specific planetary system. I don't know if it was Tarkin, Grand Moff Tarkin, but could be. I'm trying to think of other people. I can only think of Krennic and Thrawn, other than those two, but I don't think Thrawn was in charge of anything other than I think that he was out in wild space.
It's a pretty top official in the Empire. Yeah,
pretty top official. I feel like I heard about it in some kind of talk about Tarkin.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Tarkin.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Grand Moff Tarkin.
Grand
Moff Tarkin.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
2 for 2.
Got him. Alrighty. So Jeb.
Okay. So I went into doing the Jedi Lord one first because I thought that this next one was harder.
Oh man.
Okay.
So to be a true master, you really need to know all of your stuff. So what are all 7 lightsaber forms?
Okay. Shicho, Makashi, Sorsu, Ataru, Demso, Niman, Juyo/Vapod.
Are you
What?
Come at me!
Number 5, it has
Xian.
2 names. Yeah.
It's either Demso or Xian.
What?
Okay. Bonus part of the question.
Bonus part of the question.
What is Jarkai?
Jarkai is the where you use 2 lightsabers at once.
Wow.
Dude. Okay, You did
Okay.
this, and you were in my lightsaber video. You heard me go through all of these things.
Yes, but I thought that you just had your like paper note things, not
did.
paper. But
Wow, that was impressive.
I gotta say, if I hadn't done that lightsaber episode before this, I wouldn't have known Form 6. I would have known all of the other ones except for the second variant of Form 5 and Jarkai. I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah.
That was very impressive. I'm
Jedi
floored.
Lord
Okay.
was harder. Alrighty.
Okay,
Scott,
my last
final
question
one.
is easy by comparison compared to Jeb's. This is to bring it home, all right?
Okay.
I
The
honestly wouldn't have
Grandmaster,
gotten
for the
this
win,
one.
for 4 out of 4. What was
Okay.
Galen Urso's nickname for his daughter?
Stardust.
Yes.
Okay.
Jeb, tell him what he's won.
You have won the rank of Grandmaster.
Heck yeah.
Yes. Congratulations.
Okay, I'm kind of interested. Y'all said that y'all had 2 extra questions.
Oh, do you want to
I
hear the question?
kind of want to know what the
You wanna
questions
go?
are.
You wanna do
Or
it? All
if
right.
or okay, hang on.
Okay.
Before y'all do it, do y'all want to save it and we can try this again another time, or do y'all want to do them now?
There are only
I'll
2
leave it.
other, and they're like the easiest 2
We'll-
questions.
we'll get some more
It's these
questions.
ones. Okay.
For when you
Okay,
become
cool.
a Jedi Lord.
Got
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I'll become. We can have that sometime. So do y'all want to do the questions now, or do y'all want to just?
Sure, Scott, are you done?
Sure,
Okay.
I'll go for mine real quick. What is the name of the female member of the Jedi High Council who is of the same species as Yoda?
Yaddle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Steve, Jeb, you were gonna do that one. Know that one.
Yeah, I knew that you were running out of that one. So yeah. Okay. Who am I? I am a Koshin Jedi Master, former leader of the Hawkbait clan. My Padawan was Zane Arira. Arira. I'm sorry. A former member of the Jedi High Council. Who am I?
I actually don't know this one either. I think this is on par with Jedi Lord. Wait, what was the species?
Kosian.
Kosian.
I can spell it out. Cosian.
Yes, that was very helpful.
I mean, I just didn't know if I was saying it right, so I didn't know.
Is this from Legends or canon?
Canon.
Canon. I know the Padawan.
From
The Padawan. I don't know. I just know the name.
Do you want me to give you a small hint?
Yes, please.
It was from Dooku. The Padawan, from Dooku. The book. The audiobook.
What was the name? Zane.
Zang Ariria. Arreria.
Okay, because I was thinking Rail Avaros, but that's not right. Because his Padawan died before they couldn't have been on the High Council.
Yeah.
The
Padawan wasn't on the High Council. It was the guy that I'm talking
about. Got it.
Yeah.
But Rail wasn't on the High Council anyways.
No.
So I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I'm gonna say
I can give you one more hint that
Okay.
I think you will get him now. He was a master of the Coruscant underworld.
I was just about to say Terrace Nuve, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
like literally
Yeah,
before you interjected, that was what I was about to say. But
Yeah.
because that was all I could think of if we're talking about Dooku Jedi Lost. But
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. Terrace Nube is the guy with the cane lightsaber. And Lightsaber Lost, it's an episode in the Clone Wars. I don't remember the episode number, but I think that's from season 2.
It was from 2 or 3. I think it was 2.
I think it was 2 because that's Ahsoka's like initial modeling before like they upgraded her look.
Mhm.
But yeah. Okay. Well, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all y'all doing y'all's best to trip me up. Yeah, and y'all almost did a couple times.
Yeah, you got
and
some
but and I appreciate confirmation that I am the best. But okay, that's all that we have for this episode. I really hope that y'all out there listening enjoyed it. Oh wait, no, it's not the end of this episode. How could I forget? I can't leave y'all. This wouldn't be a proper episode if I didn't leave y'all with a little bit more. Okay, welcome back to more. What I have for y'all today is the Quidditch scene in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets was scored with the music from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones in Star Wars by mistake due to the fact that John Williams was working on both movies at the same time in 2002. So I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I thought that both of y'all would appreciate that. So I'm glad this worked out.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
cool stuff. So
That's
yeah.
insane.
I know. You got a little mismatch. So I say we all need to watch that scene from Chamber of Secrets again and see
Oh yeah.
see what it sounds like. But that's crazy. Chamber of Secrets is second
Yeah.
Harry Potter 2, right? Yeah, so it's 2 and 2.
Nice.
But okay, so now that's all that I have for y'all today. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this episode. We certainly enjoyed putting it together. So we appreciate y'all listening. All right. Do y'all have anything else to say, Scott, Jeb?
You've
Congrats,
taken your
Jonah.
first steps
Nope.
into a larger world.
No, Jeb, stop. Sorry, Scott. What did you say?
I just said congrats, Grandmaster.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. Well, you've taken your first steps into a larger world. May the force be with you. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Thanks for listening, friends. Bye now.